Welcome everyone to the Monday afternoon Advocate News meeting. I'm editor and publisher Chris Cobbler. With me as always to my right,
Tony Belandron, city editor.
And Becky Cooper, range editor's off today, but behind the camera,
Thomas Martinez, digital editor.
All right, so let us know what you think the stories we're working on, any suggestions you have for stories we should be working on. That's why we come on every weekday. We were on for a little over 2 hours earlier at the County Commissioners meeting. Hopefully everybody tuned into that. We'll have a full story on that. I'm looking at
How'd that go?
Oh, it was lively discussion.
Give me the Reader's Digest version. Were the people who were raising the question on the airport board there?
The Airport Commission Chairman Trey Rushop was not there. He's on vacation. But Airport Commissioner Dennis Patillo was there, and County Commissioner Gary Burns was there. There was also some pointed questions in the audience about it.
Oh.
The Air County Commissioners, I guess the Reader's Digest versions, and they very strongly were watching the taxpayers' money carefully, and there's nothing to worry about, and that they would account for everything. But Airport Commissioner Jim Hartman was there, said, I don't understand how the red flag for me was how you wrote this check for $500,000, where that came from. Dennis Patillo said, I've asked questions I just think should be asked, and suggested that what he called a forensic task force would be a good idea to really explain everything and look back and learn from it. That was his main point.
How about an itemized receipt?
He said there's a question. He said every project he's ever done as a business, they go back and look at those projects and see if there's anything they could improve upon, and he's never done it perfectly yet and expects that's what you do, and that the county should do that as well. Kevin Yannick seemed to indicate that's what they would do, but it was sort of fuzzy on how that would happen, exactly how that would happen.
So hire a forensic accountant for how much?
I wasn't clear on who was going to lead that process and how that would be reported back to the public, but we'll try to nail that down more.
Well, they said it was that it involved commissioners and airport board.
Yeah.
So hiring somebody probably not going to help.
But there are people who are not on either commission that was involved, like Joyce Dean.
Who doesn't work for the county any longer, and the auditor, the interim auditor who replaced her doesn't work for the county any longer. So Commissioner Yannick said he came along and tried to pick up the pieces and figure it all out in March after the project kind of came into his lap then, and that they're working on successfully doing all that. And what's that?
I can't get my budget to put out.
Oh, I've got it. Well, anyway, we'll go.
So
we haven't asked our trivia question.
So there's more to come then.
More to come. A full story in tomorrow's paper, front page story, and we'll continue to report on that until all the questions get answered. But that was definitely, there were still questions that haven't been answered yet.
So our stories have been accurate in terms of.
Well, I think so, but I don't know that everybody else thinks so. I think it's been completely accurate.
I do too.
Yeah.
Else we wouldn't run it.
Right, of course. But to get everybody going on a trivia question, what two comic books heroes did President Obama said he loved as a kid?
Comic books?
Comic book heroes. President Obama. I don't know. That's just the question on today's date. We'll answer at the end of the show. So, along with the commissioner's story, we will have a story about Splashway in Sheridan, introducing a new ride billed as the largest water slide in the state. Elena was there with Evan, photographing.
This is happening today.
Yeah, happened this morning. And then John has a post already, some sad news out of, I'm not sure where it happened, but a Aquarium man was killed in a single vehicle crash. We've got that posted already. He'll be following up on that. And we have some exciting news out of the Victoria Advocate that we have a new director of sales. George Coleman was introduced to the advertising staff today. Got 40 years of sales and management experience. 40, yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
That puts a lot of.
Graduated from the University of Tennessee in 1978.
With Al
the
Gore?
other UT.
Oh no.
No, I don't.
Does he know Al Gore?
He didn't say that. I don't.
We meet him Wednesday, right? As a staff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You can say hi before then.
What's his name?
George Coleman.
George Coleman. Sounds like a movie character. George Coleman.
What's his name? Good solid name.
Yeah.
We had news in the paper today about our M. Roberts Media Digital, M. Roberts Digital Media
Right.
Company marketing. That's exciting too. So for big things happening at the Advocate, stay tuned for more yet to come. And then in your schools, we've got story from Amber about the library that's got a 3D printing class.
Did you skip one? You skipped one.
Oh, there's a brief about Eric Olguin running for Texas House of Rep in Corpus Christi,
But that's not
which is not really in our
anyway.
coverage area.
Yeah.
So it's not worth more than a brief for us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oops, I'll tell her.
yeah, and
Get the brief.
She knows.
Okay.
then all of our other regular year schools
Oh, yeah,
features,
3D printing.
and let's see anything else in sports. It's the Outdoors Day, so we'll have Bink and Jefferson, whose column is
Starship.
in.
Oh.
John Jefferson, I've heard his name, our columnist. All right, and in sports, was a follow-up, but just to discuss, Roger Federer, I was bummed he lost in the historic 5-set match to Novak Djokovic. That was a long match.
Yeah, I hear it was a nail biter.
It went down to it. Federer had a 40-15 lead on his serve to close out the match in the 5th set, and to his credit, Djokovic came back and won that game, and then it went to a tiebreaker, and this is the first year in Wimbledon they've ever had the rule of a 12-12 tiebreaker.
Was it rock, paper, scissors?
No, they play. It's a 12-point tiebreaker. I don't have time to explain to you the 12-point tiebreaker system, but
yeah, this is why I was saying the other day.
Yeah.
It's like tennis is so complicated and boring.
but they played a tiebreaker, and Djokovic won all 3 tiebreakers they played in that 5-set.
You watched the
match.
whole thing?
Yeah,
I bet you did.
I did. I was
Drinking
Well-
beer and eating popcorn.
following Federer. No, Wimbledon tradition is
Uh-oh.
strawberries and cream.
Last name is
Which I
James.
can have that here.
Common spelling, first name
I
Michael.
had eggs and bacon.
Last name, 968.
Sunday morning tradition for the cobblers. All right, let's see. I think the State Digest just came in. You got the National Digest there.
Well, the state is, the retrial begins for a former Texas officer charged with assault. The former suburban police officer charged with aggravated assault for shooting an unarmed man twice
Good.
twice in the back.
Showing address on
Maybe
favor.
33 minutes ago. Weekend Barry unleashes a final blast of torrential rains.
Barry has not been a non-factor here. I guess definitely a lot of flooding in Louisiana.
Yeah. And, shoot.
Being over years.
Former Air Force major charged with murder and death of Texas wife. A San Antonio, an Air Force major based in San Antonio, has been charged with murder after authorities found the remains of his wife, whom he reported missing in March. 40-year-old Andre McDonald.
All right.
Being held at the Bexar County Jail. Bail is set at $2 million.
Youch. Here's a sports story. At Media Days, Oklahoma's favored to win again. Win the conference again, football. That would make UT fans not very happy were that to happen.
And then on the national news, we have Trump doubling down on his tweets that some have characterized as racist. Basically telling the lawmakers, if you don't like the country, then leave it.
All right.
And then today, I think Epstein, what's his name, Jeffrey Epstein was supposed to be in court today. Two Jeffrey Epstein accusers urged the judge Monday to keep the wealthy financier behind bars until he goes on trial.
Okay.
I think the judge hasn't made a ruling on that because that's the lead right now. And then here's an interesting thing. The Trump administration said Monday it will end asylum protections for most migrants who arrive at the U.S.-Mexico border in a major escalation of the president's battle to tamp down immigration. What does that mean?
I don't know.
To
I don't know
end
the rules
asylum
of silent
protection.
protections. There's some some due process that has to happen if you request asylum, I guess, but I
Asylum
really
seekers
don't
who
know.
pass through another country first will be ineligible for asylum at the U.S. southern border. The rule expected to go into effect Tuesday also applies to children who have crossed the border alone. So I guess that triggers an immediate return.
Return? I'm not sure. I have to read into that, but that was get that. All right.
Okay.
Looks like about
That's
it.
that's interesting.
Well, I haven't even pulled up the video yet to see if anybody is asking questions. We did have a story about Moonshine reopening. Congratulations to Moonshine. That was in the paper today. Get the video pulling up. There we go. And
Oh, the man who drove the car into the Charlottesville crowd, he received a second life term. So, he was sentenced to a life plus 419 years on state charges Monday. He's 22, so he'll be, what, 441 when he gets out of jail?
500. Another life in there.
anyway, the answer to our trivia question is
Black Panther and Batman.
Black Panther and Batman.
I was
That's
going
what
to
you
guess
say?
Superman or
Obama's
Batman.
favorite
One of them.
superheroes. I'd say. I just watched the Avengers, so I should know them all, right? Or they may not have been Marvel that he likes,
Sure.
but Superman, Batman. I don't know. And the answer is Spider-Man and Conan the Barbarian.
Conan wasn't. Is
I
he
said
Conan?
either Spider-Man or Batman.
Yeah.
Superheroes.
Spider-Man and Conan. Was Conan Marvel? I don't know. Or DC Comics? I don't know.
know
Does
if he
that
was.
qualify as a
Spider-Man is
question?
Marvel. No, just superheroes. It didn't say. I'm just curious.
Oh, superheroes.
Superheroes. It doesn't have to be Marvel. All right. Now let's ask one more question real quick. July 4th, 1776, the Continental Congress adopted the Declaration of Independence. This is the July 4th one. Delegates did not sign the Declaration until August 2nd. However, the two men did add their names in type to the document on July 4th in order to authenticate it. Who were these two men who added their names in type to the document of the Declaration of
In
Independence?
type. Oh, I'm going to guess
Declaration of,
Thomas Jefferson, the author,
yeah.
and
Madison?
John Adams.
John Adams.
Duh.
All
Let's
right.
go back to school.
John Adams. John Adams
Who
and Thomas
proposed it?
Jefferson.
Who pushed
It is. Oh,
Uh-oh.
John Hancock. Remember John
yeah,
Hancock,
president.
president of the Continental Congress, and Charles Thompson, the secretary.
Uh,
Hancock later added his famously bold signature to the official version of the document on August 2nd, along with the rest of the delegates. And because his was so bold, that's why we all say, put your John Hancock on that.
Yeah, and he also, well, I've heard a report that he said that so fat George in England can see it without his glasses.
All right. Well, if you have any news tips, suggestions, questions, let us know. I know everybody will be reading about the airport commission, county commission coverage in tomorrow's paper. Morgan's working on that story as we speak. And but if you want to watch the whole meeting yourself, it's on our Facebook page, and we're gonna put that on our website too, right, Tom? So
Yep.
it'll be a Victoria Advocate recording of it, so you can watch that whole discussion and judge for yourself the story and its accuracy and fairness. But if you have questions, comments, suggestions, we'll be here all night. Tony will be anyway. Give us a call at 574-1222.